Hey folks, Matt Sharp here with another Pacific Angler Friday Fishing Report. We're filming for October 16th, so if it's nowhere near October 16th, click up here. This is a link to all the Friday Fishing Reports, and we do it every week, so I should have something more up to date for you. This week we're going to look at the weather, because last week I called the weatherman out, and he did this to us. Now, I called him out and said that 100 millimeters wasn't going to come. I was right, but a lot of water did come. We're going to see how it affects the Chilliwack to Harrison as well as the Squamish areas and how that's going to roll into this week, because we've got more weather coming, but it's much less. There's a much smaller number coming in the way of the precipitation, and we're going to see how that's going to affect things going into your fishing this weekend. We've had excellent salmon reports across the board, obviously with the mix of dirty water that came from the blowouts that happened on the weekend. So we're going to cover the Harrison, we're going to cover the Vedder, and we're going to cover the Squamish. Now, we've also got an update from the interior. There's been some good lake fishing. Sterling's been up there, had a wicked trip, got some big fish from the Kamloops / Merritt interior region. But I've heard that the water temperatures are still relatively warm, so if you guys are going this weekend, it should be excellent. I've also got a fly for you guys. Andre's got one that kind of combines a number of the materials that he uses in his standard coho flies, and is a cool tweak, a cool example of what you can do with some of these simple materials to make some really neat effects with colors. And I'm excited to put this one into use. We're going to talk about that at the back end of the report. As always, guys, you want to see more reports like this, please consider hitting the like button, hit that sub button. Let's get into her. All right, guys, cheers to another week. Thanks for tuning in with me. We're gonna look at Vancouver weather first. I've pulled it up for us, and it looks as though we're gonna see 5 to 10 on Thursday. Now, I'm filming Wednesday night, so you guys will see the effect of this 5 to 10 when you guys wake up today, and Friday when you guys are watching this. There's gonna be another 10 millimeters Friday. I'd watch those water levels. If they're creeping up pretty aggressively, that means this 5 to 10 on Thursday was more than was predicted. If it's fairly level and stable, we should roll nicely through the weekend. We've got temperatures in the night in like 9, 8, so that's good to look at. But more importantly, let's pull it up on the Chilliwack area, because that is going to be more important for you guys getting out fishing. So when we look at it, you've got a fair amount of rain, 15 to 20. Now, historically, that 15 to 20 has been something that's worried me, but we saw last week with that 100 millimeter prediction. I don't think this is going to blow the river out. I think you guys are going to be in shape, and this is going to keep water levels and water clarity at a not low level and not a gin clear level, which is a good thing. So I definitely think we should go. But when we look at the real-time hydrometrics for the Chilliwack, that's what you want to pull up next when you guys are watching this on Friday. As always, links down in the description. Just go there, pull this up, double check my homework. This was a blowout, this push from like 0.14 to 2, and then things cleared up pretty nicely as we got into here. Guys were fishing and catching fish at sort of this 1.7 range, and it was decent, and then it went out again. It went out to like 2.1. That was the rain that came on, I want to say Sunday, Monday, and now we're back into shape right now. Guys are getting fish. It's definitely worth going, and you can see how it was blown out at a 2, and we're back to a 2 right now because of coming off that drop. Things are clearing up, so keep an eye on that. Those are some good numbers to run off of. Now, Squamish, on the other hand, is a different beast, and you can see here, I showed this earlier, she went from like 3 meters to 6.5, and that's 3.5 meters, if you guys do the math, of water coming down, so it blew out substantially. But it came in really, really quickly. So the guys that came in and got to fish in sort of this 3.5 to 3 range were finding fish. It was chocolate milk dirty, but there's quite a few fish up there right now, so it's worth looking at, even though the water is quite colored. So Squamish is a go. You're not gonna have the best conditions you've ever seen, but it's definitely worth looking at, especially if we see it dropping down. We're seeing it getting into that low area. When we pull up Squamish weather, that's what we really wanna see. We want to see those nighttime temperatures get low, and they are, from at least what I'm seeing here on Wednesday night. We're seeing like Saturday of 6 and then Sunday of 3, 4, 3 rolling into next week. Still going to be a little bit warm on Friday as you guys are watching this, but this is what we've been looking for a lot of the systems that are glacial fed. Definitely go time for all the rivers around the lower mainland, pushing into Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and definitely into next week. We might be looking at a counter problem next week with when things get low, if things get cold up this way, but we'll deal with that problem when we get to it. Now, there was a comment that said, Matt, get windy. It's way better. And you guys are totally right. Windy's awesome. I use it all the time. When I'm warm water fishing, I'm literally watching it by the hour so I can be planning what flat I'm on, knowing the direction of the winds to work with. But this is windy if you guys don't know, if you've been stuck under a rock, all these pretty colors. I'll undefocus you guys so you might be able to catch that. So you can see here, super pretty colors. This is going to tell you where the wind is pushing from, and it does a beautiful job of taking all the 5 major, I think it's actually 3 major forecasts, and then there's 2 others, worldwide forecasts that look at these things. And so super useful if you are geeking out hard on weather. Now, I could spend hours doing this with you guys every week. I'm going to continue running off the standard, which is our good old weather network, but it's kind of fun to call out the weather guy on that because it's hard to know if he's reading things correctly. All right, Andre's fly, it's called the Bruiser. He combines a bunch of cool materials in this, and this is definitely gonna be a go-to for all of our systems. This could fish on the Vedder, this could easily fish on the Harrison, as well as definitely the Squamish. I would lean the Squamish to when it's clearer. This is not a pattern for the Squamish right now. We've got to see those cold nights suck things up to get into the small patterns that we love up there. But definitely one to throw into the box. And a cool way is combine some fairly basic synthetic patterns, getting a cool effect, a sort of a 3D depth effect to the color, which can make a big deal in coho. We say it all the time that coho may not be picky, they can be stupid at times, but there are other times when they're very, very particular. I really like the look of this pattern for sort of later season Squamish, later season Harrison, as well as the Vedder, just about any time you've got picky fish. All right, guys, that's everything I've got for you this week. I'm gonna throw Andre's pattern up here. I'll throw what's in my fly box down here when it comes to coho patterns. This is a good one, as well as I'm gonna throw that leader video we did last week up here. If you guys are looking for a coho leader when you're fly fishing for coho, it's definitely worth checking out. And as always, if you wanna see more videos like this, hit the sub button, hit the subscribe button. We'll catch you next week.